got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Take it easy. We're the good guys.
Are you ready for a war? Dear Lord Jesus, this ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
Okay, boys and girls, it's 7 o'clock. Do you know where your pants are? Now here on the Global Radio Alliance, it's Truth Theorem Radio with your hosts Warren and Jason.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Truth Theorem Radio. Episode number 2.26 with this week's guest, Ramon from 100th Monkey Radio.
I'm excited about this, man.
It's going to be interesting because reading his bio, he sounds like he thinks like us.
Yeah.
And so it may just be a whole show of going, uh-huh.
He just wrote a book, too, called Scratching the Cosmic Consciousness. So I'm kind of interested to see what that's all about.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
Scratching it.
Scratching it.
Maybe an itchy. I don't know.
Do you know what the 100th monkey effect is? Have you ever heard
the
this
only thing
philosophy?
I know is that it's hard to say, apparently.
Apparently, yeah. You're tongue-tied.
Yeah. I'm sure the wine
Drinking
has nothing
wine
to do with that.
and saying 100th monkey is
nothing to do with
no
it.
consequence. The story of the 100th monkey effect was published in Lynn Walton's foreword to Lawrence Blair's Rhythms of Vision in 1975. And apparently what happened is they taught monkeys in Japan they learned, I guess, how to wash sweet potatoes. And once
in the salt water, right?
Evidently, yeah.
Okay.
And once enough of these, the critical mass of these monkeys had learned how to do this, i.e. the 100th monkey, they all knew how to do it. And
so monkeys like across the world were doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I've heard of that. That's interesting.
Very interesting. So I'm excited to see how that correlates with their radio show and with Ramon's philosophy.
Yeah. Yeah, last week we had Teresa from Spirit Talk.
Talk about philosophy. Holy cow. We went all over the place with her.
That was awesome, though. I love guests that can do that. We can just go anywhere. And it was fun, and she's so good. She is like probably my favorite psychic I've ever.
Her show is here on Global Radio Alliance every Tuesday night, except for last night. She was feeling a little under the weather, so thoughts go out to her. Hope you're feeling better.
Yeah. Dee, what you got for us this week?
We have what we have last week.
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's go back to last week. So one of the questions was answered, and I'm not sure who it was. I'm not sure if you guys said who it was.
Oh.
Or you're watching the chat room. But anyway,
they
answered, what is Smokey the Bear's own zip code?
I do believe that. Wasn't that CD?
I think it was.
It could have been CD.
I think it was CD.
CD, did you answer that? Tell you, she's in the chat room. She's our faithful chat room moderator.
Yes.
CD.
And she's awesome. Thank you so much, CD.
But Smokey the Bear's own zip code is 20252.
And where is that at?
We haven't found that yet.
Okay. There's another good question.
Yes.
Let's say Alaska, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, okay, the first question. On the $100 bill, on the new $100 bill, the time on the clock tower of Independence Hall is set at?
4:20. That's right.
No.
Not.
But so close. So close. It's set at 4:10.
4:10. Okay.
Oh, 4:10.
Yeah.
Well, and what the significance of that is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
And I think Jason came closest on this next question last week. On average, there are how many squares on a roll of toilet paper?
That's only because I went 1. Is there 2? Is there 3?
No.
Is there 4?
Your first answer was the closest one we got. Right. And I believe it was 330. But there are 333.
CD says it's Washington, D.C.
Is it Washington, D.C.?
Is it? It might be.
I'll buy that. Okay, Washington, D.C.
Because he's a national...
where Smokey the Bear lives.
Okay, awesome. Now we know. CD. Okay, moving on to our stupid laws, dumb laws, whatever you want to call them. Now, instead of going nationwide, we are going worldwide. So we're starting in Finland. In Finland, taxi drivers must pay royalties if they play music in their cars for paying customers.
Seriously?
Seriously. The FCC move out of here or what?
Yeah, no kidding. How are they going to enforce that?
I don't know. In Israel, it is illegal to pick one's nose on the Sabbath.
Well, I can see that. I mean, whatever.
What kind of fine do you impose on that?
Well, I don't know, man. They're Jews.
All right. Moving on. In Canada, the city is classified as a no-pee zone.
Say that
Apparently,
again?
What? You can't be in Canada? What?
You can't pee in the city in Canada.
What city?
It just says the city. The city is classified as a no-pee zone.
Okay. Canada.
That's what? Like, okay, whatever, man.
I'm thinking it might be outside somewhere on the street, but there's got to be a bathroom within city limits.
No, probably.
think.
Yep.
But anyway.
Lots of people with the runs in Canada.
Yeah. All right. Now, here we go with the questions. So let's watch the chat room, see what we can get.
All right, we're watching.
Okay. This first one can be answered in one phrase, but there are a few reasons why this happens. But people consider the $1 bill unlucky because why?
Because it's only $1 and it's not worth the paper.
I don't
know.
know. No, I don't know. I mean, that could be. It's the. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, that's what everybody pays like strippers,
Right.
The singles.
But
You don't know where the dollars have been. You know what? That's always freaked me out. Because when you die, not like that, but like when you die, you release your bowels, and how many people have died with money in their pocket? And then you probably get that. What do they just go and make a deposit in the bank and they recirculate it, right?
I've never contemplated that one.
Really?
before.
I'm pretty sure they make medication for that.
Yeah.
Is that like really?
I would love to live in your world just for an hour.
You've never
dude.
thought that.
No.
Really? You've never thought how dirty money is when you're looking at you like, where's this been?
All American money, all the bills have a trace of cocaine on it. So explain that one.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. There you go. It's dirty money all the way around, no matter how you look at it.
It always, I don't know. No face down.
Now, question number 2.
So how many answers are there to that first one, by the way? Is it just one answer? Or you said
no, it can be summed up, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4.
There's 4.
There are 4 reasons
Okay.
that the dollar bill is considered unlucky.
Okay. Does any of it have to do with the symbology that's printed on it?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it does.
All right.
Yes.
It does.
Good hint.
I've seen where they've taken like the dollar bill and they'll fold it up in a certain way and it makes the Twin Towers with smoke coming out of it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yep.
I thought
That's a myth, by the way.
a myth. No, you can really do that.
No, that's on a 20.
No, it's not even $1.
Is it on $1?
I think
I haven't
so.
tried
Yeah.
that one yet. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to try that.
How much time do you have to figure that out?
I know. Oh, my God. You could probably fold the Bible up, though, and page 316 of the Bible, and it
And
would
come up with all kinds of words.
turn into a
phrases,
smiley
and-
face or something.
A smiley face.
It's like the back of Mad Magazine,
Flipping you
Crack
off.
Magazine.
Oh yeah.
Okay, question number 2. What corporation is the world's largest distributor of toys?
Oh man. Well, I guess that would depend on what you classify as a toy.
Taiwan.
No. Corporation.
A corporation, not a yeah.
What corporation or business is the world's largest distributor of toys? And this one blew my mind.
Ray says Mattel.
Nope.
I don't know.
Not makers, just distributors.
Oh, just distributors.
Yes.
I don't know distributors. Do we know? Do we know this name?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
We all know this name well.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know. I don't know this one.
Okay. And the last question. Which U.S. president did not live in the White House?
Abraham Lincoln.
Nope. He did.
George Washington.
Yep, you got it.
Oh, my bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
George Washington.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
because he was building it, right?
No. It wasn't built when George Washington was.
He started it, though, didn't he?
No, John Adams, the
John
second
Adams
president.
did. Okay.
did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
so-
ruin that.
All right.
That's okay.
Good guess.
Good guess. Yes.
McDonald's.
Yes. Who got
Yes.
that?
Shut
Race.
up. Really? McDonald's?
Race got
McDonald's
it.
is the world's largest distributor of toys.
Well, that makes sense now that
it
you
does.
say it like that. I'm like distributors.
Good job, Ray.
Swift?
Way to go.
Nice job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Awesome.
Cool.
And now for our food for thought. We know the speed of light, so what is the speed of dark?
That's got to be a close second anyway.
0. Purple.
Purple.
No, not the color of dark, the speed of dark.
Yeah,
I
all
don't know.
right.
But anyway, That's all I've got this week.
That's what you've got. Hey,
Yes.
did you hear that they've taken pictures of the moon and you can see that the flags are there from the landing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
except
did see
there's
that.
like one that's fallen over, which
No, I didn't.
The aliens kicked that over.
the aliens did.
It was in Apollo 18, man. Did you see that little spider ran up and kicked it over?
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
You know what? You gave that movie a really bad critique, Jason. And so my son wanted to see it, and I'm like, no, it sucks. It sucks. We went and got it. It was actually a really good show. I thought it was good.
Oh, I liked it too.
I didn't know where you were coming from after I watched it.
Well, yeah. Okay. I was just disappointed.
You were
I'll
disappointed
just
because
go
you were
there.
like, you went there probably like you were going to watch a documentary. You were looking for some truth.
I fell
I
all
went
into
there
it,
just
yep.
it's all fiction,
Right.
to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was a good show.
That's my sum of my disappointment.
Okay.
I was expecting to get a little truth out of it.
It's
As
Hollywood.
I do everything.
It's Hollywood.
I know, dude. But
Dude,
listen,
it's Hollywood.
Listen, there are tidbits of truth in Hollywood. Tidbits, like morsels, little grains of sand. There is. I'm telling you right now.
Is there actually a measurement for tid?
Tid, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little more than a tad. Yeah,
But it's nothing unless there's a bit behind it.
Okay.
that's
Gotcha.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have the bit or a tad. And a tit for a tat?
I think. But 10,
What's a tat?
Yeah, where do you get tats?
Never
I want
mind.
some.
No.
10
Oh,
tats.
a tat.
10
Like
tats
tattoo?
makes a skosh, I think.
A skosh. Oh no, but anyway, so my point with this was one of the flags were tipped over, and Buzz Aldrin said, when they were taking off, the engine exhaust knocked the flag over. So it kind of says, we have been to the moon.
It's your tax dollars at work right there. Yeah.
What? What are you saying? They can't make a decent
That's
flag
right.
stand?
Yes, exactly.
What are you?
They didn't think that
here?
one through, did they? Let's put this flagpole up in the sand,
Like 5 feet away from
5 feet away
yeah,
from
no.
the thing, and then we're going to blow it over and we take off. Nobody thought that one through.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of tax, I got to read this. I'm going to read it really quick, and I'm going to challenge anybody to say to tell me how many times I say tax. Okay. Tax his land, tax his bed, tax the table at which he's fed. Tax his tractor, tax his mule. Tax him, taxes are the rule. Tax his work, tax his pay. He works for peanuts anyway. Tax his cow, tax his goat. Tax his pants, tax his coat. Tax his ties, tax his shirt. Tax his work, tax his dirt. Tax his tobacco, tax his drink. Tax him if he thinks to think. Tax his cigars, tax his beers, tax him if he cries his tears. Tax his car, tax his gas. Find other ways to tax his ass. Tax all he has, then let him know that you won't be done till he has no dough. When he screams and hollers, then tax him some more. Tax him till he's good and sore. Then tax his coffin, tax his grave, tax his sod in which he's laid. Then put these words upon his tomb, taxes drove me to my doom. When he's gone, do not relax, it's time to apply the inheritance tax. Accounts receivable tax, building permit tax, CDL license tax, cigarette tax, corporate income tax, dog license tax, excise taxes, federal income tax, federal unemployment tax, fishing license tax, food tax, fuel permit tax, gasoline tax, gross receipts tax, hunting license tax, inheritance tax, inventory tax, IRS interest charges, IRS penalties, tax on top of tax, liquor tax, luxury taxes, marriage license tax, Medicare tax, personal property tax, real estate tax, service charge tax, Social Security tax, road usage tax, recreational vehicle tax, sales tax, school tax, state income tax, state unemployment tax, telephone federal excise tax, telephone federal universal service fee tax, telephone federal, state, and local surcharges, taxes, telephone minimum usage surcharge tax, telephone recurring and non-recurring charges tax, telephone state and local tax, telephone usage charge tax, utility taxes, vehicle license registration tax, vehicle sales tax, watercraft registration tax, will permit tax, workers' compensation tax. Still think this is funny? Not one of these taxes existed 100 years ago. And our nation was the most prosperous in the world. We had absolutely no national debt, had the largest middle class in the world, and Mom, if agreed, stayed home to raise the kids. What in the hell happened?
I'm going to say 71, give or take 10.
53.
Did you count them?
As close as I could get.
Okay.
No, there's at least 71 there. Maybe 81. I forgot which 10 I was on.
My mouth hurts.
Yep.
And now I'm going to drink wine.
So really, there was nothing. Wow.
Is there a wine tax? I didn't get that, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
of course there
course.
is. You live in Utah. You don't
There
buy
you
it
go.
from the corner store. You buy it from the liquor store.
Oh, that's a plug.
The
Okay.
state-run liquor store.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there's
This
a-
wine brought to you from the Utah State Liquor Store, which is the only place in town to buy your liquor and wine.
Talk about a monopoly. I thought that was illegal.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's only illegal if you don't make the rules,
There you go.
apparently.
I just thought that was kind of interesting and funny. So
Yeah,
I thought I'd
that's
share.
no good. That's no good. About halfway through, I was like, dude, what's the point? But then you drove the point
I
home.
drove the
I get
point
it.
home.
I get it. Hey, did you hear that the Colosseum of Rome is starting to tip like the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. We're going to have people falling off of that now.
16
Now-
inches on the south side.
250 people do not stand on the south side or you'll fall off.
Yes, there you go. And then, 500 people
Now,
dead.
the
Right.
Colosseum has got to be the world's most haunted building.
You know,
does it
I was
not?
thinking that when I was reading it. How could it not be?
Yeah.
How could it not be? So all the deaths, and you know that they were all traumatic, plus all those people standing around going, yay, kill
Tons
him.
of energy there.
Yeah.
That-
Unless just the rain washed it all away over the years. I
I've
don't know.
never seen anybody like investigating it or any stories about it or anything. So,
That would be cool. I think we
Could
should,
be, though, I
I think
guess.
we should just go there and do it.
all right.
You think we can do that?
Truth
Or
and
is there-
Radio road trip. Yeah, we'll load up the Vespa and we'll take off, man.
You're going to drive a Vespa to Rome. Okay.
You're on the back, dude.
Uh-huh.
You're
No,
riding
leave
the
that to
bitch.
Race and Royce. No. No.
The folks who are getting the free stuff don't like the folks who are paying for the free stuff. Because the folks who are paying for the free stuff can no longer afford to pay for both the free stuff and their own stuff. And the folks who are paying for the free stuff want the free stuff to stop. And the folks who are getting the free stuff want even more free stuff on top of the free stuff that they are already getting. Now, the people who are forcing the people to pay for the free stuff have told the people who are receiving the free stuff that people who are paying for the free stuff are being mean, prejudiced, and racist. So, the people who are getting the free stuff have been convinced that they need to hate the people who are paying for the free stuff by the people who are forcing some of the people to pay for their free stuff and giving them the free stuff in the first place. We have let the free stuff giving go on for so long that there are now more people getting free stuff than paying for the free stuff. Now understand this, all the great democracies have committed financial suicide somewhere between 200 and 250 years after being founded. The reason? The voters figured out that they could vote themselves money from the treasury by electing people who promised to give them the money from the treasury and in exchange for electing them. The United States officially became a republic in 1776, which is 236 years ago. The number of people now getting free stuff outnumbers the people paying for the free stuff. We have one chance to change that in 2012. Failure to change that spells the end of the United States as we know it.
Yeah, talk about buying votes.
Yeah.
I don't know, though, man. I'm just still not sold that we've got any candidates running that are going to win that is worth voting for. I'm not sold on that yet.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Ron Paul probably would have been the only person worth voting for and maybe not being the end-all, be-all of everybody, but he's got to be better than the other two.
Agreed.
I think. So,
I don't know, but I don't know. I look at Romney, and he came. We had the Olympics here in Salt Lake City, and they were a mess. They hired Romney. He came in and cleaned it up, and they were very good, very profitable.
Well,
Is that what we need right now for a president? Is someone that can come in and clean up the economy?
It was expected to end in like a $12 million deficit or something, and he actually made $350 million or some damn thing. So, I mean, it was dramatic what he did for the Olympics here. However, if you listen to the $1 billion Obama advertising campaign against Romney, He's got a lot of that money he made hiding offshore.
Overseas, yeah.
He's put jobs overseas and all kinds of stupid stuff. So, I don't know, man.
Here's my view. If anybody's running for office, they're probably not worth voting for. So whatever, pick your poison. They're all liars.
They're all just puppets, I think, of the people who own the world anyway.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that yet. I'm not sold, but I see where you're coming from. I don't know.
You know what GE is?
Yeah,
General Electric, right?
sure. Yeah,
They're based in Wisconsin.
yeah.
They are actually moving out of Wisconsin. Did you hear this?
Oh, where are they going? Are they coming to Utah? I hear that we're trying to be. Businesses prosper here. We've got really good tax cuts for businesses. No, it's true.
Well, they made $5.1 billion in the United States last year, but paid no taxes. So
well, then we can't do that.
they are planning to move the 115-year-old X-ray division from Wisconsin to Beijing.
Beijing, Utah?
China, yeah. In addition,
time out. Wait.
In addition to moving the headquarters, the company will invest $2 billion in China and train more than 65 engineers and create 6 research centers.
Beijing, Chinatown, California.
China, like the country, China.
Like Asia, yes. China?
No more United States General Electric. It's Chinese.
Oh.
Just like General Motors.
Oh.
Or GM, I guess, yeah.
Well, that's kind of disappointing. However, they're not paying any taxes anyway.
Yeah, no kidding. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, but, until everybody's like, hey, I was working at that plant. Now what?
Do we see a reoccurring problem here in America?
People are leaving?
Well, they're coming here, really.
I mean, businesses are leaving?
Businesses are leaving, and illegals are coming here. But the real problem is the systems and the bureaucracy and the politics, man. That's the whole flippin' problem. They're coming in probably good intentioned, maybe not good intentioned, but they're coming here to clean it all up and to make change and to make things better. And in fact, they're just making things worse here.
I think what we need to do. We need to tax the hell out of any American business that has their stuff offshore and tries to bring it back onto American soil. Oh, yeah, you can do it, but it's going to cost you. Yeah. No, go ahead. We're good. Let's do it. I don't know. That's what I think. Whatever.
I read a story a while back about Microsoft, and it was going to be, and I can't remember. I don't have the ad right here in front of me, but it was millions of dollars cheaper, or they would make millions of dollars more to operate a facility in China rather than here in America. And really, if
it would cost more money,
he would make more money, millions of dollars more.
Money. Okay.
And so, really, if we're living off the capitalism system here in America, which that's what all corporations and all business are off of, are based off of, and formulated from, is capitalism, making profit.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
No, that's bad, dude. That's evil. It's evil. You can't make a profit.
But you don't build a whole corporation and company off of not making any damn money. And so, therefore, if you can make millions of more dollars shipping your country or your company and your business off to a foreign country, then hello, that's like completely acceptable, right?
Well, I mean, it's good business sense, and that's where the government needs to step in, because they control all that, and make it, entice people to stay here. Keep the jobs here. I mean, we should do that, I think.
Folks,
but,
really, there is only, I think I read 565 people who make these decisions in this country. When you add up all the Congress and all that, it's 565 people that make up all these laws and all these regulations and all the taxes and all the crap.
Dude, on Facebook, there was a picture, and it had a whole bunch of monkeys. Did you see this? And it says, what's a group of baboons called? A Congress.
A Congress.
That's where that came from. I get it. Wow.
How come you missed that question, Bill?
I don't know. I don't know. But I think we need to add the word please to the end of the phrase, God bless America.
Please.
Please, my God, please help us.
Yeah, I hear that. You know what's funny to me is I hear Obama stand up and he's bitching at all these elites that are bad, and I look at him and I go, you're really rich, right? You're kind of elite.
Yeah.
Everybody that's bitching about all these elite people are what I would call elite, or probably 90% of the people in America.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's just me. That was an observation I had when he was bitching about the elites the other day. Yeah. I was like, but aren't you part of that group? You got the little... You got the stamp on your hand there. You were at the party. I don't know.
You got that secret ring there that, yeah.
I saw that secret handshake.
You know the handshake, dude.
Hey, you know what? I think it's time to get to a break. D, you ready to take us out?
Release the monkey!
Good idea. Good idea. Now let's get to a break and get to our guest. This is gonna be cool.
Bring on Ramon. I'm excited to talk with him about his theories and what he's learned.
All right. Well, you're listening to Truth Theorem Radio
on the Global Radio Alliance.
We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
There have been other times when a danger upon the world required the services of singular individuals.
I just thank God I live in a country where the best and the finest in a man can be brought out.
Truth Theorem Radio.
Are you suffering from dizziness, lack of energy, a feeling of unrest, or bloating? Then you must be listening to Truth Theorem Radio, and we apologize for nothing.
Sheeple.
And we're back. Truth Theorem Radio. Jason here. Warren over there.
Where's Rob?
Oh, Rob didn't make it yet. Let's take a phone call while we're waiting for Rob.
We have a phone call. Truth Theorem Radio. Hello, caller. Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, who's this?
Hello.
Who's this?
Yeah, it's Billy Scott.
Okay, what can we do for you today?
Well, hell, I just heard about this new program on a podcast or something like that, and I swear to God, I've been pressing these buttons all damn day. I cannot, for the life of me, find your channel. Now, is it www.truth or truth?
TruthTheoremRadio.com.
Truth. So it's like the way y'all talk. TRUTH instead of PH, right?
It's the big green button on the left.
And then that last word there, I swear to God, I don't know what. It's THE?
Theorem. Yes.
Theorem.
Gum?
Theorem.
No, theorem.
Now,
with
wait.
R.
It's
hell, can you spell that for me? Because I'm having a hell of a time right now.
THEOREM. Yes, theorem. You got it? Read that back to us.
I got that. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Hey, hell, thank you very much.
Hey, you're very welcome. Thank you for calling, caller.
Hey, take care. Bye-bye now.
All right, bye-bye. Wow, we get new ones every day, don't we?
Right on.
Rob, where are you?
Hello, everybody. It's Warren and Jason with
Truth Theorem Radio.
What? What was that? Are you tired?
It was difficult for me to get out of bed this morning, man.
Oh, I hear. I couldn't go to sleep last night.
What's up with that? Why is life so difficult?
I don't know, but we really need to simplify some things, don't we?
Hey, we have simplified something on gotttr.com.
Oh, you're talking about where they can get the books our guests have written.
That's right. You could just go to gotttr.com, and there's an Amazon link right on the homepage.
And it showcases every book that our guests have written and talked about on Truth Theorem Radio.
That's awesome. So
it is awesome.
Go to gotttr.com right now and get your book.
It's not difficult at all.
I need to go take a nap.
911, what are you reporting?
We got someone or something
get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh.
God, he's big. It's a big, real big person. That's all I can say.
Okay, but it is a person.
He's all black and he's big. He is big.
Coming to the Global Radio Alliance, Ghost Hunt Weekends and MTO presents the Bigfoot UFO Conference in Moorhead, Kentucky, September 8th. This conference features guest speakers John Tinney, Charlie Raymond, Jody Cook, and yours truly. This one-of-a-kind conference offers presentations, lectures, autographs, and a live Bigfoot hunt. Project White Paper will arrive with their press pass, gear, and equipment ready to take on the terrain at the Daniel Boone National Forest for a special broadcast, live and on location. Follow the teams with live video remote and commentary from Chad Morin and myself as I interview the guests, presenters, investigators participating in the hunt, and maybe a few special surprises. This 3-hour special brings the audience a view into the real deal. No actors, no campy stunts. This is live and on location. Join us September 8th at 11 p.m. for our first live video event and special broadcast brought to you by Ghost Hunt Weekends, MTO Paranormal, Project White Paper, and the Global Radio Alliance.
Legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
And we are back. With Ramon Almonte. Now, I just said that, Almonte, but Ramon, you got to say your last name because my Utah accent just jacks it up.
It doesn't do it justice.
No, say it again. Say it like you said it to us.
Ramon Almonte.
Oh, there you go. There it is.
All right, beautiful.
It's like potato. Who cares?
Ramon is host of 100th Monkey Radio and also author of Scratching the Cosmic Consciousness. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your book? That's the thing that really intrigued me. Not that your radio show isn't fantastic, but I want to hear a little bit about this book that you've got going on.
Well, basically, I started writing the book. I kind of, as a kid, I always wanted to be an astronaut, and I really wanted to travel out in space. So I want to write a book about, going to experience other planets. But what happened was that when I started writing the book, other things started coming in. So I started doing research on UFOs and finding out, because I was trying to look at the science part to do it, the science fiction way, take their theories and turn it into a story. But I wasn't finding anything that was blowing my mind. And then I started finding contactees like Alex Coiler, James Gilliland, and their stories were just blowing my mind. Like, what are you talking about? I was so blown away with what they were saying. So when I started writing the book, I started adding a lot of myself. And for those of you who ever written a book, you start to notice that it kind of takes over. You think you're going one way, and it takes you down a whole different path, and it's a growing experience.
Interesting. I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But I can't.
If I did it, anybody can do it. Because let me tell you something. I've been fired for bad grammar, and I don't mean talking, cursing and stuff like that. I mean I have to type up these reports, and they were like, your grammar is atrocious, and I got fired.
Wow. I've been fired for bad language.
Yeah.
But
no, I've been fired for that too. At that time. And on top of that, then I became an English teacher too. So.
Really interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm an English
But
teacher.
you're in Japan, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know any better.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Oh.
So, to give you a little bit about the book, it's basically about a character who, you know, like most of it, doesn't have a clue what's going on in life. And, you know, he goes through his trials and tribulations. And there's always that one person who kind of shows you a different perspective, as several different people in my life did for me, where you have a very closed mind and they're like, well, look at it this way. And you're like, oh, I never did that before. I never looked at it from this angle. So my main character, Trevor, he's plagued by these dreams, and so he starts building this apparatus, and then he has people help him. Because the thing is, when you follow what you truly desire, people who need to help you will come. You know, but if you're looking for somebody else to do it for you, they won't show up. It's when you start, you know, pushing the crap up the hill that people will come and help you, and like, oh wow, they're inspired by what you're doing. So the same with me. I mean, I had some great people help me, you know, edit the book and with the grammar. Like I said, I'm not ashamed of saying I have horrible grammar, and there still might be some mistakes in there. So.
But it's your editor's fault.
It's the editor. That's right. That's right. It's like a painter. They make the carpenters look good.
I resemble that remark.
You do.
Yeah.
do like the American way. Blame somebody else except yourself.
That's perfect.
Right.
Yeah. That works. That works almost every time if you're a politician.
Oh yeah. Near scapegoat. So if the show goes bad, I can always blame you guys.
That's right. Exactly. Yep.
100%.
Cool. Well, so how did you write this book before or after or during you got involved with this 100th Monkey Radio?
I started. See, that's what I mean. This book put me on a path because I started writing the book, then I started investigating UFO things, and then I started listening to different shows, and then I went to this place called ESETI, and I met this guy named Tom. And, you know, we kicked it off. We were talking. And I get in contact with him several months later. This was 2010. And I was like, you know, I think it's time for me to start a radio show because I have many questions to ask these guys. Do you know how to do an internet radio show? And he was like, you know, it's funny. I want to do a radio show, too. And I'm trying to investigate as well. So I was like, well, that's a coincidence if you believe in those things. And then we got together and started doing the show. And then we had a great help, Dr. Brooks Agnews, which he's really good with the Hollow Earth theory. If you guys are into that, so
it's
anyway,
interesting. It's interesting.
Yeah.
He helped us out with the show, and then we got it together. And let me tell you, it's the most easiest thing I ever done in my life. It's easier than putting on underwear. I mean, I was so shocked.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
then
I
you've just got a natural talent for it because we struggle every show.
Or you wear some funky underwear.
Oh yeah, that's true. Maybe
boxers. They're real easy, dude.
What's wrong with boxers, man? That's the only one to wear.
I wear boxes all the time.
Absolutely, yeah. No butt huggers for me. No, I was reading your bio and it said that you had an out-of-body experience when you were 2.
You know, I was either 2 or 3, and what I call it now an out-of-body experience because I'm looking at my body and I'm seeing the baby milk. And if I remember correctly, the baby milk was on the left-hand side, and my hand is reaching down to scoop it up, and it's going right through it, and it's going right through it, and it's going right through it. And I can hear my mother in the living room, and then that's all I remember. I don't remember waking up from that or anything else, but I remember seeing my body and looking at the baby bottle. Wow. But that's the earliest memory I can come up with.
Now, Warren, you had a story about this a while back about a little girl who died, and she described everybody from up above and what they were wearing and all that stuff. And
the conversations, knew where everything was in the room. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And then the whole punchline to the whole story was that she had been blind since birth.
Yeah.
So,
oh, wow.
Very interesting. And, it really begs the question is, does this non-physical existence really exist, man? Is it a reality, or is it something that we all just fantasize about?
When I was in high school, I heard the theory, high school, junior high school, I can't remember. It was the who was it? Einstein. Energy can't be destroyed. What was it? Created or destroyed.
Can only
So
be
that made me
transformed.
wonder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That made me wonder. Like, okay, there goes my proof. I mean, if that's true, then that means when I die, my conscience just doesn't, disappeared, like a lot of people believe. I personally don't believe in, the heaven paved in gold, as my grandmother used to tell me when I was young. But definitely, you move on. Where to, I have no clue. But there's been a few guests that we've had that have had near-death experience, and they've, described similar things.
It's definitely interesting. I can wrap my head around both of them actually, and so that's where I struggle. I can actually see that when you die, you just kind of fizzle out, and there's nothing else. I can wrap my head around that, but on the same side, I could wrap my head around that there is something beyond this earth and this life. I can wrap. It's like if you turn the computer off and then just hold the button in, turn the computer on the back that's got the main switch, and then hold the button down. There's still energy that's in there, but then boom, it kind of fizzles out because it's all used up. I could see that maybe a little bit.
With that theory being said, you turn off the computer, but all the memory and everything about that computer and all the files you store is still there. It didn't go anywhere unless you, do it and erase it. But when you turn off your computer, unplug it, let's say you're moving, so you turn off your desktop, take everything apart, and then move it somewhere else, or the computer becomes crap and you just take out the memory bank, all the information is still there. So that's the way I look at it personally. So we just take out the memory from this body and then put it maybe into something else. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I could see that. I can wrap my head around that too.
And really, too, aren't we just who we are is basically the sum of our experiences, right? I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I would say that. But on another note, let's do this theory. Let's do this experiment. We'll take Jason. We'll kill him and then bring him back to life, like the movie.
Why'd you pick me, man? What the hell?
Well, my thought on that whole thing is if we're going to go to the bother to kill him, why would we bring him back to life? Let's just call it done. Let's move on.
No, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'll take one for the team. Go ahead.
Oh, we love you, Jason. But seriously, yeah, those are answers we're looking for, but what I've been told by many guests who do the out-of-body experience, for them, I do it every once in a while, but not consistently. Like some people can do it consistently, and they're like, okay, I'm going to do it right now. I can't do that. But a lot of people who can, they say there's no bigger proof of life after death than having out-of-body experience. And that's something that nobody else tells you. You experience for yourself. Tom Campbell is one. He talks about moving into your higher self, and when you have an out-of-body experience or even a lucid dream, you say higher self now, higher self now. And I've tried that myself, but my experience wasn't like unicorns and pixie ducks. It was more, I was going like through these walls, these very like thick walls, and I can feel the texture of it. And then I was in this room with white sand, and I don't know where I was at, but it almost looked like the moon kind of thing, the sand, the way you see the moon on TV, the way they show it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know what that means. So for a lot of people, that's their biggest proof is out-of-body experience, which many people have had, but they freak out and then fall right back into their body.
Right. Well, it'd be terrifying. And really, aren't we really kind of having an out-of-body experience when we dream, in our dream state? I mean, isn't that kind of the same experience?
For my personal point of view, I would say yes and no. Yes, you're out of your body, but at the same time, the control is not there. Like when you have an out-of-body experience, you have full control. When you're having a dream, the scenes and everything is changing, and you have no clue what's going on. You're not even aware that you're dreaming. If for example, when I was young, I used to have plenty of dreams of the cops chasing me, and for me that was real. And when I would wake up, I would be sorry, I would be really happy that that was a dream.
Right.
So I guess it's the angle and the awareness that you bring into it.
Now, I have lucid dreams all the time to where I can be in a dream and recognize that, hey, this isn't real, this is a dream. And then I can take and control that dream. And, it doesn't happen all the time, but, every once in a while I wake up in my dream and go, hey, this isn't right, man. This is a dream. I got to be dreaming. And then, I can make people do stuff, and I can manipulate things, and I can do whatever the hell I want in the dream. And so, to me, that's as close as I've ever come to an out-of-body experience. But I can imagine that's kind of the way it is.
How do you wake up when you wake up?
I really just kind of recognize that, hey, this isn't real. This is out of place, or this is different than from what it should be. So therefore I must be dreaming. And so, I'm still in the dream and nothing actually changes other than I'm aware that it's a dream. And then from that point, it's like I'm in a holodeck or something, and I can just control the dream, take it where I want to. To a degree. I mean, it still kind of has its own momentum and its own purpose and its own rhythm, but I can manipulate it.
If I remember a dream, I feel lucky.
Really?
Yeah, but you know what is cool? When I fall asleep, we've got this fan that, it talks to me. When I'm starting to fall asleep, it starts saying things.
That's the wine, dude.
No.
What does it say?
You know what? It repeats things a lot of times. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird. It's different every time.
It says,
kill. No, that was one. I'm just kidding. It was never kill.
I would say listen closely. Listen closely to what it's saying. I don't have my fans talking to me, but
now when you say it like that, okay. Now wait a minute. What do you say?
My fans are talking to me in the chat room right now. So yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm saying that I do have the same thing where I start hearing a voice when I'm right in between awake and sleeping. You know that point right where you start losing consciousness and you're falling asleep. I hear voices as well too, and sometimes I don't understand what they're saying, and other times I do. It's very clear. And I've had the other way around too, where you're waking up and you hear the voices, and then all of a sudden, like somebody will tell you, "Wake up," and I was about to be late for work, but I woke up on time because whatever this voice was said, "Wake up." So I would say listen carefully. But the problem is when you start concentrating on what they're saying, then you become fully aware. And when you become fully aware, you become awake, and then it goes away.
Right. Yeah.
Which makes it difficult.
Right.
And I don't, at the time, I'll wake up, I'll come out of it going, oh, who's talking? And then okay, it's the fan. And then once I was aware of it, it never said anything of substance. It's usually just repeating things because it's a fan. But,
That's kind of racist, don't you think?
Well, if the fans have a problem, they can come and talk to me about it. I'll set them straight. Which really needs to happen right now because the only reason it's talking to me is because it's not balanced and it wobbles. That's it.
So maybe it's saying, replace me.
Yeah, there it is. I don't know, but it's interesting. But my point there is how my mind puts something to nothing. I guess was kind of my point.
Or the way that's the way a lot of people would explain it. Another way could be that a guide, a spirit, an entity, whatever you want to call it, can be using the fan to speak through it in order to say something to you. which a lot of people say happens too as well, like the TV, for example, the radio, beings using that as a medium to speak to you.
So that would be like the white noise for those people who go out and do the ghost investigations.
Exactly.
Okay.
And see, that's my issue, because that was my background is ghost hunting. And when people would go and look for things in white noise, you know, there's a thing called matrixing, and your brain does that. It looks for patterns all the time. It's always looking for patterns. And so it'll take nothing and make something out of it. And I get the theory that, you know what, there is a meaning behind that. There's a reason it happened. But I don't know. I've always had a hard time with that, for like EVP, stuff like that.
Yeah. You know, what's frustrating is that you're looking for the truth, and you want to find out what's really going on, what's happening. And for me, at times, it gets really frustrating because you have 80 different points of view, and you have, you know, so many different theories, and they all clash with each other, and you don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Like, that's the way I feel at times.
No, I hear you.
And discernment is such an important thing when you're looking for the truth, because you got like 6 feet pile of crap, and then you have to, you know, move through it in order to get to the gold, to find out the truth. And then you're not even really sure if it's real gold.
No, that's true. You know, and I think really that's what soured me on ghost hunting. I don't do it anymore. I've turned Uper over to Dale. He's running it now. But you know, I would go through, and if there was anything that could, like, if someone took a picture and we got an anomaly in this picture, but it was pointed toward glass or a mirror, you know what? I wouldn't even consider it. No, throw it away, because there's a possible false positive there. You know, and so you know, the stuff that we could keep really was almost nothing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what soured me on that.
When it comes to the paranormal, the only thing I believe is my own personal experience. Other than that, it's kind of hard, because if you tell me a story, well, that's your story. I'm not going to judge you on it. But I can't really say, that's 100% truth, because I wasn't there. I don't know. You know,
and a lot of them that you hear are really far out there, and you're like, really?
Well,
why doesn't that happen every day then?
It's become so commercialized with all the TV shows and stuff out there now. You know, it's really hard to sink your teeth into the reality of the paranormal, because it's become so commercialized and so corporatized.
Yeah, Hollywood's
and so,
got a hold of it for sure. Yeah.
You know, it's become an entertainment thing instead of a truth thing. And, you know, I don't know, man. I really want to get to the truth of things. That's kind of why we do this show. You know, we kind of all have questions and theories and thoughts about, you know, how reality is. And we theorize about things here and talk about things. And so that's kind of why we formulated the show, so that we could get people on here that have had the similar experiences and have knowledge about things that, you know, we want to know about. And so, you know, that's kind of how we came to be. And I'm sure that's, you know, kind of the same situation you had with your show, isn't it, Ramon?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I said, there's many theories and many people talking, telling you their point of view. And the best thing to do is to, we had a guest on, and her name was Diane Collins. And what she says is, she talks about quantum thinking. And basically, to make a long story really short, is when you listen to somebody, even if you know them, like let's say your wife, your girlfriend, or whatever, when you listen to them, if you listen to them from the point of view, this is the first time, and you have no idea what they're talking about, in a sense, like, so you're not bringing in your own prejudgment, your own experience into it, because they might be coming at it from such a different perspective. But once you lay on your filters onto it, it's kind of hard to absorb their whole point of view, and maybe even look at it from a different perspective and have that moment kind of thing.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you guys have your guests on, if you try to look at it from that point of view, and then like, okay, this is another piece of the puzzle, even if you don't agree, because I don't always agree with what my guests say, but it's one part of the truth.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, and I don't know about you, Ramon, but the more questions we ask and the more guests that we have and the more information that we're exposed here to here on Truth Theorem Radio, the more questions we come up with, and the more we realize we don't know what anything. The truth is.
Yeah.
You know, how do you feel about that?
I was told something in a dream once, and it was a very strange dream. I was like in this huge shower room, and I was on top of this table, and it was like two little round tables put together, and it was almost looked like a horse. And I had one foot on the other, one foot on the other, and I'm like moving the table around in the shower room. Really strange dream. And I'm listening to this interview in my head, and these two guys are talking, and they were interviewing. He was interviewing like this older kind of old cop from the 1940s, like, those old movies.
Yeah.
And he said one thing that stuck with me in that dream. He said, when you're looking for data, collect everything and anything and dismiss nothing. Now,
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, the thing is that you will collect a lot of garbage, but you don't know. It's hard to tell the difference between the garbage and the real stuff many times. So if like that's my problem with modern day science, is that they'll dismiss everything and then not look at everything thoroughly. So
exactly.
I've always said that. I call it a bookshelf. Okay, I'll put it over there on the shelf. I'll just hang on to this little piece of data. Maybe it'll make sense
coincidence
down the road.
File. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what have you had any big like aha moments doing your show, Ramon? That you've said, "Oh man, I've never really thought of that before." That makes perfect sense, and that's a piece to my personal puzzle. Has there been any big,
there's been a few times.
Cool.
There was Thomas Fusco was one.
Agreed. Yes.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. When he was explaining his theory, I was like, huh? I didn't fully agreed with everything, but then again, he knows more about that than I do. I don't have a freaking clue. But I was like, huh? Like, me and both Tom we just had the kind of moment.
Okay, so it wasn't just us. I'm really glad to hear that.
The fourth time I listened to the show over again, I was like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the other person was, we had this Japanese monk on when we started, and I met him 2 times so far. In person, because he lives here in Japan. And there's only 2 people in my entire lifetime that I've met that their energy was so strong that it changed something in me just being around them. They didn't say anything special or no special, sayings or quotes or anything like that. It was just their presence changed something in me. And with him, I felt like crying. And then my wife was with me, and she's not into this at all. She's like, that's your life. That's your part of your life that I want nothing to do with, So she felt it as well. And like I was telling you, she's not into this at all. And she was like, wow, I felt like crying just being around him. But it wasn't a crying like depressed crying. It was like a release, like releasing something. And what a lot of people say that when you're around beings who are like higher energy, they'll lift your energy up higher. So by doing that, you have to release some of that crap that's holding you down like an anchor. And the 2 times he's changed something just being around him. I mean, he said he has some wild stories. But just being around him was what really said to me, like, okay, this person is doing something correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never met anybody like that, and I'd really like to, in person, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's like another one was it's funny because they were both monks. The other one was a monk in, out of all places, Brooklyn, New York. And we just said hello. We didn't talk or anything. And I was at this, it's not really a monastery, but something like that where people go and meditate. And he was there from, I forgot where he was from. And I'm looking at him, and he just made me smile. And his energy was so strong. And it was funny because I was with my friend, and I won't mention her name, and she was like, oh man, I was so turned on by him. I was like, what's wrong with you?
It's because it's a challenge. That's what it is.
His energy was so strong. I was turned on. I was like, you're a pervert.
Gosh, I think I've had one profound experience that was like that, and it was actually a little girl. And I was walking through the store, and she looked over at me, and we locked eyes, and it was just really weird. I went to this place where I saw her grown up. And I was just like, man, this is a special little girl. It was weird, it was way random, and I've never had an experience like that again. It was really weird.
Wait, did you see her future?
Yeah, it was weird. It was, I don't know if it was her future. It was just a weird experience. I don't even know how to label it.
Warren is very gifted.
I don't know about that.
No, he is. He's very gifted, and he denies it. So, yeah.
It was really weird. It was really
weird. That
weird.
could be a problem there. No, the denial part.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm right there with you.
You know what? I've had a lot of weird experiences. I just don't know how to label them or put them anywhere.
That's why you had me on. Now explain.
I gotta help you.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie.
I gotta have you help me convince him that he knows what the hell he's talking about.
I don't know.
Okay, so I got a samurai sword over here. If you hold him down for me.
Okay. Perfect. I hear they're very painless. I'm down.
Yeah. One quick swipe.
Done.
No, but yeah, you have to. Most of us are scared of our natural gifts, scared of our own personal power. Like that's what my book is all about. Is really gaining your own personal power, and that's part of your power. And if you have natural talents that you don't have to cultivate, go for it. Don't be scared. I mean, there's really nothing to be scared of. You should be more scared of, the homeless guy walking behind you.
You know what? I've always said that. Even doing investigations, I've met people on the street that are scarier than anything I've ever seen doing an investigation.
Yeah.
Ever. And so, I don't know. That was very random, but no, I understand. I'm not scared of possibly there was a time when I was. I'm not scared of it anymore. I don't know. Hey, let's interview you.
What, you don't like being in the spotlight?
No, I had enough of that with Teresa last week. That was good.
She was awesome, by the way. She'd be a good one for your show.
Oh, anyway, absolutely.
What's her name?
Teresa, yeah. She does a show here on our network, the Global Radio Alliance, every Tuesday night called Spirit Talk Live with Teresa. And
amazing woman.
I can hook you up with her. She's the most phenomenal psychic I've ever encountered.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's awesome.
Cool. What did she say about you? She must have been reading into you.
Yeah, well, listen to the show.
She nailed you right on the head. Yeah.
She did. Yeah, she did. She does every time. I love listening to her show.
Go to our archives. You can go to gotttr.com and you can check out the past shows there.
Yeah, it's just the last one, 2.25.
Yeah, it's right there. It's an awesome show. But one of my favorites.
The funny thing is when you start investigating into okay, what am I capable of? What I can do? It'll shock you many times. For me personally, just speaking from personal experience, it really shocks you.
No, agreed. Yeah.
I've seen ghosts several times, and the last time I saw a ghost to me, it was hilarious. I was in a bar in Japan, and it's the really popular area of Tokyo, and I was in there with my wife and her coworker, and there was this older man. He's 45, sitting next to me, and I'm watching the TV and drinking, and he's drinking a whiskey. And then I see this other man come to the bar, and he's waiting for the bartender, and I see him looking at him from the corner of my eye. And then when I turned my head to look at him, there was nobody there. And I was telling my wife, I said, I just saw a ghost. And it's not, I can describe him exactly what he looked like. And I was like, there's no way someone came and left that quick. And I was like, holy crap, I just saw a ghost in a bar. And he was waiting for a drink.
That's really interesting.
Wow.
But, you know, Japan has all the cool ghosts, like climbing out of wells and stuff. they got all the cool ghosts. Over here, we just have demons and whatnot.
Ramon, I've got a quick question out of the chat room from our faithful moderator, Mustard Seed here. She says, is Ramon of a particular faith? And if so, how did that play into his book and experiences?
I hope by what I'm about to say I don't offend anybody, so stop me.
You're on True Theorem Radio, dude. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
They have to have thick skin to listen to this program.
That's right.
So, I grew up Catholic and Baptist, and around the age, that's weird because my father was Baptist and my mother was Catholic, so I went
Both of them are thinking the other one's going to hell. How did that work out?
Yeah.
Well, I was always told I was going to hell from both sides, so it didn't matter. So, anyway, around the age of 16, I really started questioning things because it didn't make any sense what they were telling me. Why is there so many contradictions? Wait, thou shalt not kill, but okay, let's kill everybody over there, those heathens, and, salt their lands. And I was like, that just doesn't make any sense to me. And then turn the other cheek. Wait, which one is it? So right away from the beginning, you have these contradictions. And so I kind of gave up on faith. And then around the age of 18, I was looking into different faiths. I looked into the Muslim faith. I looked into the 5%er faith. I looked into Hinduism, Buddhism, Rastafarians, different kind of Christianity. And I always looking for my spirituality somewhere else. And it wasn't until I started more looking into myself that I felt like the growth. So to answer that question, you have to make your own, not make your own faith, but look inside and you'll find your own faith. Because the one thing I keep saying that I notice with any kind of master, a master of anything, is especially the ones who are like, the top of their game, is no one taught them what they know. They learned from many different people, but they got to a point where they became a maverick and they did it their own way. So when it comes to your own spirituality, don't let anybody tell you what you need to learn and how you should live your life. I never understood that when let's say you become Jewish or you become Muslim or Christian, all of a sudden you have to give up a lot of things from your culture or a lot of things you used to do just to follow this faith. And it's like a reprogramming. And I never personally liked that. Now, if that's your way, like, for example, if you were a crackhead and all of a sudden you became a Jehovah's Witness, I think that's a level up. That's really great.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well,
so I hope I answered the question.
No, that's a great philosophy and a great piece of advice there, I think. You got to go with what feels good for you, and you can't just do what the world tells you because there's too many sheeple in the world already.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at times we become sheeple without even realizing it.
Yeah. Exactly. No, really,
like,
for sure.
You're like,
Okay, one quick question before we go to break. We're going to go to break here in a few minutes. And what the question I always ask people who are well-rounded is, what do you think is going to be socially acceptable first? Bigfoot, ghosts, or aliens?
I would have to go with ghosts because a lot of people have seen ghosts. A lot of people. And many people won't even tell you. But then again, a lot of people have had experience with aliens. Either seeing a UFO, being a contactee, and they don't talk about it either.
Right.
You'd be surprised how many of my kids have told me they've seen UFOs. The kids that I teach. Or even the adults. And a lot of them have seen ghosts. A lot of little kids would tell me, like, oh, yeah, I see ghosts. And that's a lot of little kids see ghosts. They can't talk about it.
Right.
So I would say ghosts, aliens. Bigfoot is a hard one.
It is.
That's a harder one.
No, I agree with that.
And that seems like a common answer from, what I've asked in the past, as it seems like ghosts is the first one. And I don't know if that is because it's probably the most socially acceptable, because it's definitely probably the hardest one to prove, probably.
No, yeah.
I mean, drag a dead alien up, drag a Bigfoot carcass up and throw it on the table, blam, okay, all right, they're real, But ghosts, that's a little tougher to do.
It is, but I think more people have had some kind of experience like that. Like, for example, everybody in my family that I could think of has had that experience.
That's true.
That I could think of right off the top of my head. Except that one cousin I don't like. No, I'm just joking. But seriously, and a lot of my friends have had ghost experience. Now, the number that have had UFO experience is a lot smaller. That's why I say ghosts.
No, okay.
I think in many cultures, it's already accepted.
Right. Yeah, no, and that's true.
Especially in the Latin culture, that's highly accepted.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I think, the paranormal, ghost type field is something that's pretty closely related to religions around the world, and a lot of them are kind of based off that. In fact, God is kind of a ghost, really. So it's not a real far stretch for most people, I don't think. So
yeah,
you're probably right.
Fair.
Well, that's a good answer. Let's take a break, and we'll be right back.
We're speaking with Ramon from the 100th Monkey Radio, and you can go to the 100thmonkeyradio.com. Check it out right now.
You're listening to Truth Theorem Radio
on the Global Radio Alliance.
Don't go away.
There have been other times when a danger upon the world required the services of singular individuals.
I just thank God I live in a country where the best and the finest in a man can be brought out.
Truth Theorem Radio.
We have another call.
Oh, let's take this other call.
Truth Theorem Radio.
Hey.
Hello?
This is Billy Scott.
This is
Billy Scott again. I just called a while ago.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah, you just told me. Yeah, you gave me all the numbers. I pushed them all in.
Uh-huh.
And I called somebody in New York.
Now, wait, you're
called what?
Are you punching this in your computer, or is that...
Well, hell no, I was using this here phone. It has all the... But it took me forever. I'm sorry it took me so long to call back. Damn it. Toby, get down. So anyway, I'm pushing the buttons on the phone, and the phone, it dials some guy in New York. Now, he's all mad at me. Calling me racist and all this. Toby, damn it. God, that dog. I swear to God. So anyway, something's wrong with your access number there.
Do you have a computer, sir?
Well, of course I got a computer.
Well, that's where you punch it in, is in the computer, not the telephone.
Oh, well, hell, how am I supposed to listen to it?
We are on the internet.
Well, yeah, but it ain't got... I mean, I can't hear it.
You got to put the speakers in. You got speakers, right?
No.
Oh.
And this damn thing come with speakers. I paid $19.95 for the damn thing from some guy down the street.
No, you got to have speakers.
Said it was just fine.
So there's your problem. Go get some speakers. You'll be hooked up.
Sweet.
Oh, on the okay. I got it. Now I feel stupid. Damn it, Toby. Son of a bitch.
All right, Billy Scott. Go on your computer.
Anyway.
Thanks for calling.
Go to your computer, type in
This is my last Marlboro cigarette. Damn dog peed on my foot again. All right, I'll get over there. I'll find it.
Thanks.
Speakers. I need speakers. Okay, I got it.
All right.
I'll go get them.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. It's Warren and Jason with
Truth Theorem Radio.
And we want to remind you to join us every Wednesday night
at 9 p.m. Eastern on the Global Radio Alliance
as we search for the truth.
What? The what? Hey, wait. I know where that is. I'll be right back.
Damn,
hold on.
Dude,
where are you going, man? Oh, all right. Well, let's just go on. Hey, join us as we talk to authors
and historians,
paranormal investigators,
psychics,
ufologists,
theologists,
cryptozoologists,
demonologists,
parapsychologists,
gynecologists.
Dude, we don't talk to gyne. I win.
Okay. Okay. How about any ologist we can find that has truth to share with our listener?
Yeah, I dig.
Yeah, and we're not the only ones to ask the questions. Truth Theorem Radio cares about your input. We ask your questions live from our interactive chat room during the show at globalradioalliance.com.
Hey guys, hey. Yeah, I found it. I got it. I got the tooth right here.
The tooth?
We're looking for the truth.
Is
dude.
that a human tooth?
Oh, okay. Hide the shovel, and I'm not here.
Oh.
Truth Theorem Radio.
And we are back.
This
is going to be so cool.
All right, you're listening to Truth Theorem Radio, and I am really excited to get going with this show.
So let's do it.
You know, I'm really excited to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Are you serious? Dude, where are you going?
Are you excited? Did he just say I'm excited to go to the
my
bathroom?
gosh.
We're in the middle of a show.
We just took a break, and we're live. All right, sorry, people. Dale.
Yeah.
Let's burn up some time with your questions.
Okay. Here's one. Why is there Braille on a drive-through teller?
That is a good question.
Actually, you know what, guys? It looks like we have a caller on line 1.
Okay, answer it.
Hello, you are with Truth Theorem Radio.
Hi, am I live on the...
What the hell? Yeah, you're live, caller. What do you want?
I just wanted to call in and let you know how cool Jason is.
Is that right?
He needs more airtime.
He takes plenty of airtime. Actually, the star of our show, our guest, we actually talked to the people on the ground.
I actually wrote him a theme song that I hope you guys can use on the show. Here, I'll sing it for you.
No, you don't have to do that.
Jason is awesome.
Really, you don't have to do that.
Jason is cool. Okay. Jason is the man.
Yeah, he's great.
He's the one that rules.
Yeah, you wrote that. Great. Okay, time. Yeah, you know what? He'd love to hear that.
I wish he was there.
But what I'm telling you is, you could send him all of your thoughts and feelings. Just email it right to Truth Theorem Radio.
Oh, I can do that.
You can.
What's the email address there? I would love to send him an email.
Comments at truththeoremradio.com. Go ahead and do that. And I'm sure he has not had any fan mail yet.
Hey,
I'm positive.
Do you want me to go get him?
Yeah, go get him.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
I don't have time. I get
No, he's just down the hall. Did he hang up?
He hung up. Yes.
He did? Oh, okay. I won't go get him then.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, Jason, welcome back to our show.
Okay, guys. Oh, man. Sorry, I feel much better now. We can get going now.
I hope so.
All right.
And by the way, Jason, I think your mother called.
My mom? There it is.
It's like an orgasm for the ears, the way you guys all work together.
Legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
And we are back.
We having fun here, guys?
I'm having fun.
I'm having a good time. You having fun, Ramon?
Woohoo! I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, Warren, real quick here, have you ever had a cigarette that tastes like mango?
Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
I have too.
Not a real cigarette.
No, it's an e-cigarette.
Of course.
Our proud sponsor is Vapor Mania. You can go to vapor-mania.com.
That's right.
And give up smoking, because vaping is much better for you.
And it comes in many different flavors at vapor-mania.com. Go there, check it out. It's freaking awesome.
Absolutely. So, Ramon, we kind of brushed just a little bit on UFOs and aliens. We kind of haven't really delved too deep into that topic yet. What's your theory? Do you think they really exist?
Yes. I haven't had physical contact with personally with any aliens, but there's a lot of, I would say there's a lot of, there's not that smoking gun that I can show to every skeptic and go, aha, see? But there's a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sequential, is that a correct word? Evidence of aliens. And I've seen a lot of craft. Now, could they be crafts of some secret military, as some people say? Possible. Are
probably
there
most of them
satellites?
are. Yeah, probably most of them are, really.
Yeah. Are there airplanes, balloons? I've heard all kinds of. No, they're definitely
swamp
not.
gas.
Swamp. Oh, that's
Venus.
my favorite.
It was Venus. Venus was.
Look up on the side. It was Scooperman.
I'll tell you guys an experience. If you guys ever have a chance to go to East City up in Washington, if you want to see things flying around that don't make sense, that's a place to go.
Really?
Yeah, it's definitely a place to go. I went there, and it was what year it was? It was 2010 when I was there, and I'm looking at this. It looks just like a satellite going overhead, and then it stops. Now, to my knowledge, satellites don't stop unless they have something that we don't know about. And then, so the satellite stops, and then there's a huge flash, like a camera flash. And it was late night, and there was only 3 people on the field looking at this, and we're looking towards Mount Adam. And this is probably on the right-hand side of Mount Adam, way high up. And there's a flash, and after the flash, that light, the what looked like a satellite was gone, but there was like a blue vapor trail that, the best way I can explain it, looked like plasma just dispersing. And the other people I was with, I kept asking them, "What was that? What was that? Did you see that? Did you?" And we're all just like, nobody believed what they just saw.
Wow.
Yeah, that was mind blowing for me. So for me, that made it real. Now, let's just say there is no aliens visiting here, and all those ships belong to some military here on this planet. Then either way, that's amazing, because that means they have technology that I don't have to put gas into the car.
I would label that as disturbing. In fact, it's probably more disturbing to me if they're all our stuff. Because
agreed.
That means that they're withholding some stuff that could be of a serious benefit to humanity and this planet.
Oh my! I was beyond that, like to where we're the only ones here. That's where I was at. So,
well, that too, really, but yeah.
I always say, if we're the only ones in this entire universe, which I'm 100% sure we're not, I would say 7 billion, 8 billion people on this planet, each one of us can get our own galaxies, and this way we can stop wars. You have your own galaxy, you have more than enough room, and go away.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I've got a question for you. What you were raised in the U.S., right?
Yes.
Oh, what took you to Japan?
An alien? No.
I don't know.
A spaceship, dude. Yeah, no. He was abducted.
No, actually, that's a funny story. My wife is Japanese, and we were doing her visa in the U.S., and when we come out of the office, she was so pissed off because of how much it would cost, all the BS we have to go through, and the paper filings and stuff like that. She's like, "Let's just go to Japan," and I was like, "Yeah, let's go." So that's how we decided to move to Japan. And the funny thing is, it was going to cost around $9,000 to do all the paperwork for her. It cost way less than that to move, airplane tickets, new furniture, and my visa.
To move to Japan.
Wow.
Yeah. So, which one would you do?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have quite as many tsunamis over here, though. So I feel very safe in Utah, actually.
Or nuclear meltdowns, or
that was all part of the
earthquakes.
Yeah, how's that going over there? What's
exactly.
the news on that? We haven't really. It's kind of died down here. We don't hear any news on that in the States.
And we probably hear less of it here.
Oh, is that real? Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, it's definitely there's definitely some kind of
no news is good news.
They're not talking about it. Yeah, exactly.
Or in this case, no news is like, hey, what are you covering up? What? Say something. Say something.
I mean, the ignorance here from the government is amazing. It's like you guys are covering something up, or you're really stupid, or both.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you're really hurting yourself. Let's say someone's paying you off, you're still hurting yourself because, that crap is going out into the air. But what I am very proud is there are people who it's finally starting. People are finally starting to protest. There were 10,000 protesters in front of Parliament on what was that, last Sunday?
I saw a story about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're not really talking about that, but there are people who are waking up. So the one good thing I hope that comes out of this is that people get sick and tired and start, complaining. And not only that, but there's a lot of that technology that's out there that we don't need to use any of the stuff we're using now.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've interviewed a lot of guests who have those things.
Yeah, and really, Japan's known to be an innovative, technological country, and it seems like over there they would be pioneering some, all this electric car, free energy stuff, whatever over there that could reduce the emissions on the planet and make things a lot greener.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot his name. I want to get him on on my show. There's a Japanese guy who, it's not HHO, but something like that, where he's splitting the two and creating energy. But there's another guy in Australia. There's guys in America. I mean, there's a guy in Pakistan who just started, running his car on water, and the government there is interested in it. I can't pronounce his name.
Pakistan, that's called steam. We were doing that in the 1800s.
Yeah.
So,
who I want to get on our show is Tesla. Now that'd be a great show.
I don't know where you dig him up, but that'd be interesting.
It would be a good show, though, right?
You want to hear something far out?
Yes.
There's a guy named Patrick Flanagan. And
I've heard of him, yeah.
I suggest you listen to his interviews. He claims to be the reincarnation of Tesla.
Really?
Now, okay, right away, everybody will go, but even if he's not, the guy, like Tesla, has many innovations, and at a young age was doing way far out things that, PhD guys are not doing in their career now. So that with that alone is amazing of some of the things he's done.
I find it fascinating that all these great, brilliant people, Einsteins, the Teslas, all these kind of people were freaks, man. They were, way outcast and, way off the grid and way off the map back when they were doing it. And it wasn't until they died and their things were proven that, they became technological gods, really.
But even with Tesla, it wasn't until 2005 2007 was the first time I heard of this man. I mean, if you look around your office, your house, everything around you is like Tesla influence.
Right, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, he pioneered AC electricity, which, is the founding force of all of our lives today.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't know how true this is, but even some parts of the light bulb, the radio,
right.
There wouldn't be any radio without him.
Sonar, radar.
He took what's his name? He took him to court. The guy who's credited with
Westinghouse?
No, the guy
Edison.
No. The radio, first radio.
Oh, Marconi.
Marconi. He took Marconi to court, and he was saying that he can't get full credit for it because he was saying, okay, that piece there in that radio, I invented that. I invented that.
And they actually reversed the patents, did they not?
Yeah. So that alone is amazing.
I saw a picture of Tesla standing by like a 1930 some odd Pierce Arrow car, and apparently he had stripped all the motor and all the running gear out of it, and he had an electric motor in it and a big, like a 10, 12-foot antenna off the back of it. And this thing ran purely off of energy that's in the atmosphere, did 90 miles an hour. No emissions, no gasoline.
Especially for the time that it was done. That's, no car was running 90 miles an hour during that time period.
Yeah, in the 30s.
Yeah, I would like to get my hands on that.
Absolutely.
See, that's the part where, and I need to change that. That's the part where I feel like a desperation. It's like we know this technology exists. And we want to get our hands of it. Luckily, the one technology that's making headway, and it looks like you can buy it and it's coming out, is the Code Fusion by the Italian guy.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah, so that looks like it's actually becoming a real technology, and it's going to get commercialized. So let's just hope that comes out.
Yeah, we'll see about that. One thing I've heard is that Japan actually has electronics that are almost 20 years ahead of what we have here in the States. Is that real, or is that just someone trying to make me jealous?
It used to be real. The phone technology here used to be several years ahead of what they had in the U.S. Not anymore. They're not as technological as they used to be. Not saying that they are, but they're not as far ahead as they were.
Uh-huh.
They kind of like slip behind many things.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I was saying phone technology right now, probably Mac is it Mac? Apple?
Yeah.
They're probably the ones who far ahead right now. So, and that's an American company.
Oh, I don't want to hear that, though. I'm not a Mac guy.
Well,
I don't have a Mac either, so.
I think that, the technology that's actually out there is probably far ahead of what we all know about publicly, and that they kind of release it, they just drip it down to us, because if they jumped right from the brick phone to the iPhone, they would be missing out on all the profit in between the two models. And so it's all come down to, money and profits, and, how can we capitalize on this?
I was told that this is the marketing scheme. So, for example, let's look at the PlayStation, the original PlayStation. By the time the new PlayStation was out, the second PlayStation was already done,
right,
and the third one was being worked on.
Right.
So they squeeze it for all they can, and then they get the next one out, and then they squeeze that one for all they can, and then they get the next one out. So yeah, I mean, in order if their main interest is money, which it is, then that's the best way to do it. Right. Doesn't work for us, but
it makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to switch gears a little bit, if you guys don't mind.
Oh, you're good. I was going to right now. Yep. Go ahead. Let's go with you.
Okay. Where are we going?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm following you, man.
We'll follow you.
That's not a good idea. Before, I just want to give big credit to my two editors, that they're friends, Dan and Kathy, who did an amazing job with it. So, because I know in the beginning of the show we were like, I was making fun of my own grammar, but they did an amazing job. But anyway,
this is Scratching the Cosmic Consciousness, and can you tell our listeners where they can get your book?
They can get it on Amazon and on Creative Space. Those are the two places they can get it. And if they're around ECETI, I have it there as well. But where I wanted to go was with consciousness. And
you read my mind. Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Masaru Emoto's work, I've had a chance to meet him several times already. And his work speaks for itself. Now, I know there's a lot of skeptic that, oh, he's not a real scientist, blah, 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 blah. But I have one experiment, and that's all you have to do yourself. It's such an easy experiment that every third grader should be doing this experiment in school.
Okay.
And that is take 3 cups of rice, equal amounts of rice. And the first one, write on it, I love you, you're beautiful, those kind of nice things. The second one, write the most horrific things that you can write on there.
Okay.
And then the last one, don't write anything, just ignore it. And then every day for 30 days, you have 1 cup, I love you, I care about you. The next one, you take out your frustrations on. And the third one, just ignore it. My partner Tom did this, and he was taking pictures every couple of days. And even after a year, it's still the same. He's still doing the experiment. What he found was that the first one stays pristine and beautiful. The second one, it starts smelling and turning black and growing weird things on it. The third one starts rotting. The ignore one starts rotting. So what does that tell you about ignoring children?
Not a good thing, man. They'll rot.
I mean, if you look at the serial killers and you ask them what kind of childhood they had, a lot of them were ignored or beaten, and the majority of them were ignored and beaten. So Hitler, for example, he was an abused child. So you don't want to rot a child.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, that's
He'll come back and haunt you.
And really, thought has been proven to be an energy form, and it actually exudes out of the body, and it's a measurable force, and positive and negative alike, and there are definite differences in positive thoughts and negative thoughts. You can actually measure them electronically, and so. Similar things have been done with water. I think, what was that What the Bleep Did You Know movie has all those pictures of water. Yeah. And so definitely thought has an effect on our reality. But, I don't know if we can say, I can walk through a wall, I can walk through a wall. I think I'm going to get a bruised forehead. But, I think within the confines of our existence, I think it definitely does have an effect.
Yeah, I agree. I've had experiences where I'll tell you one experience I had. I was at the time I was working as a caterer in New York, and that job sucks.
Okay.
But anyway, so I was working as a caterer, and I'm wearing my penguin suit. And I get out the train, and it starts downpouring. Now, and I can't do this often, but it's one of those moments like, wow. And I start walking, and I start breathing in and breathing upwards, and I start thinking, slow down. And the important part is not having any expectations, which is very hard for me not to have any expectations about anything. And when you don't have that expectation, and I kept doing it, and the rain started slowing down to a drizzle, and I got to my destination without my suit getting soaking wet. And I was so blown away by that to this day I still don't believe it. So if anybody listening out there goes, oh, that's BS, I agree with you. But there's, I haven't been able to do it. I've done it in a group kind of thing where you look at a bunch of clouds and you just bust them. You move the clouds. I've seen that done, Now, is it a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence, so I would say just go out and experiment yourself.
I've seen that and I've experienced that, and in fact,
That doesn't
Men Who
surprise
Stare at Goats, man. Yeah, that was a great movie.
I was disappointed in it, actually.
That was based on a true story.
No, it was, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
in fact, they embellished it a little bit and they Hollywoodized it a little bit, but there's definitely little tidbits of truth in there, I believe.
Like my English friend likes to say, they bastardized it.
No, it's true. It's true.
No, for sure.
You know, I've always had a hard time with thoughts create your reality, though, because I believe that reality is independent to itself. It doesn't matter what you think about it. Now, your thoughts could change your perspective, possibly, which changes your view of reality. But does it actually change reality itself? I'm not so sure. I think, my opinion is that reality is so vast and we only have such a tiny little sliver of it. I don't know.
I would say that both, in my opinion, both theories are correct at the same time, and I'll explain. So you have that perspective, and then somebody else has their perspective. And as my father used to always say, you have every mind is their own universe. So I think we do create our reality in the sense of our own perspective, but at the same time there's a combination, because when we think about that, we're only thinking of the human species, but then how many other beings and species and whatever else is out there also becoming part of that, which we never put into the perspective.
Right, yeah.
So maybe there's a common thought form or something that keeps reality the way it is. So, for example, unless you reach to a certain level, you can't walk through that wall. Because there's a certain set of, who's really good at explaining that? Tom Campbell. There's certain, so for example, we have a video game, and you're the mind behind the video game and you're controlling it. But there's a set of rules in the video game that you can't break unless you have a cheat code. So if you have a cheat code, we can skip that whole board and move, to the next board. So what would be the question is, what would be the cheat code? Because I personally believe in the holographic theory, that our universe is, holographic. So what's the cheat code? And for me personally, that's meditation. And there's not a lot of guys, but there's a few people out there that claim they can do some extraordinary things. And what I hear I haven't seen them do it, so I can't say it's 100% true, but they all say the same thing, that meditation is a very big, important part, because there's nothing more important than mastering your own mind. Because
agreed, yeah.
Guess who hates you the most?
You.
It's not
Dale. Dale probably hates me the most.
No.
Oh, no? Okay.
No, you hate yourself the most, for sure.
Yeah. It's yourself. You're your worst enemy. I mean, you doubt yourself. You criticize yourself. I mean, if anybody criticized me the way I criticize myself, we'd be fighting.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get punched in the face. I hear that, yeah.
No doubt. So do you think, Ramon, just to kind of maybe segue out of this a little bit and switch gears, what do you think about all the rumors and thoughts about the 2012 consciousness change, human evolution, human destruction, big changes in humanity coming up really soon? Do you buy into that much?
I would say, I have a video all about it. It's $100. Please buy now. No.
I think I see where you're going with this.
No, I would say there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, and fear is a big seller.
Yeah,
and people push the fear. Now, what, from my understanding, and it can be completely off, is we're finishing several cycles at the same time. That's why it's such a big deal. So you have the planet going around the solar system. You have the solar system going around the galaxy, that finishing off, and according to some people, the galaxy going around the universe, completing that cycle. And then a new cycle being created that's never been done before. So from my understanding, the galaxy going around the universe is the first time in the life of the galaxy. Now, could that be wrong? Yeah, that definitely could be wrong. Now, as far as us changing and moving, you have guys like David Wilcock that says after every precession, I think that is, after every 12,000 years, there's like a small leap of evolution that's done instantaneously. So can we be changing? I think at least our awareness has changed a lot. If you look at your awareness from your grandmother's point of view and your point of view, and then that little kid growing up, it's a huge difference. And the little kids being born now, their brains compared to our grandparents who were born in the late 1800s or great grandparents, it's much smaller. So in that way, I would say things are changing. Now, we're all going to hell and, burn and, whatever else people are saying out there that's going to happen. I don't know.
Well, and I found this interesting about how you named your radio show, the 100th Monkey Radio. And this implies the fact that once we all get to a certain point in consciousness, all of us are going to jump on the same boat again. And so that was kind of one of the things that I wanted to get out of you is if that was part of your belief system.
I'm glad you brought that up, because as soon as you brought that up, I remember something from because we interviewed Masaru Emoto, and something I remember that he said that really shocked me. Okay, so I forgot the name of the scientist. He didn't do this experiment, but there was another scientist who did this, and he had a bacteria. Now, he had 10% of the bacteria was really bad bacteria, and the other 10% was really good bacteria, and the other 80% were on the border, like most people.
Okay.
They don't one way or the other.
Okay.
And they can care less. So the bacteria, so what he found was when it hit 11% on the good side, on like the good bacteria, for example, that 80% all turned.
Okay.
To good bacteria. So that, with that, and then you have the 100th monkey, which I'm sure a lot of people are familiar, but I'll go over it really quick. It was in one of the islands in Japan, in the south of Japan, close to Okinawa. They would, give these sweet potatoes to these monkeys, and they would just eat it with dirt and everything. And then they would go, one day, either one of them learned how to wash it, or one of the scientists taught them how to wash it. One of the young monkeys, and then he taught another young monkey, and the old monkeys didn't want nothing to do with that. That sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then, when it hit a critical mass, then all the monkeys on that island started doing it, and then all the monkeys on the other islands started doing that. Now, what I find amazing is if you think about inventions, now how many patent court cases are there because two people who have no connections invented the same thing at the same time?
No, that's true.
Here's one that never gets talked about. When the Wright brothers had their first flight, there was a guy in New Zealand, and I can't remember his name, who also had his first flight either the same time or a couple weeks before, a couple days before. We didn't have internet back then, so the news really took a long time to get to this side of the world, but somebody else had that at the same time. So there's been many inventions like that. So that to me shows some kind of connections. So to answer your question, I would say yes. And that's the most important thing for me and my partner, is looking for that critical mass, trying and something Masato Dr. Masaru Emoto, he has like this little booklet of crystals that he gives out to any teachers out there so they can use, because he's also in the same thing. Like, if we can wake up these children and have them come into their own power, then that critical mass will hit faster. So I'm a big push, looking for that critical mass, which, in my own personal opinion, I think we've seen already at a certain level, which is, the Occupy movement.
Right.
And where it started was, shocking. It started off, was it Tunisia was the first one, or Egypt? I can't remember.
Oh, I thought it was YouTube. Anyway, okay.
But anyway, that started there, and all of a sudden that spread throughout the world to the point where even a country like Japan, that's very well known for not caring, is also spreading here too. So the Occupy movement, for me personally, was proof of the 100th monkey, because people saw, okay, there's a 1% around the world that's really screwing us with no grease. Mm-hmm. And, people started waking up.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And we call it lube here in the United States, but yeah.
Grease works.
Same concept, for sure.
Lube. Lube it up.
Man.
It's kind of like, I feel like that when I pay taxes.
Absolutely. Are they as ridiculous in Japan as they are in the States?
Yeah, they're going to raise taxes in order to fix the economy.
Oh, that's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes lots of sense.
Yeah. No,
that's going to work.
The other few times that they raised taxes,
that's a 1%er pay raise, isn't that how that works generally?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, I want to switch gears here really quick and go back because I didn't cover this and I wanted to. We were talking about out-of-body experiences at the beginning of the program. And let's say that you do this. Where is it that you go, and is it real?
That's hard. Where
you've had this experience, right, Warren?
Maybe. I'm asking him.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to speak only of my experience. From the few times I would be either A, in my house, or B, where I was born, the house I was raised in. Usually that's the more common for me.
So in real time or when you were growing up?
Those cases, I don't know.
Okay.
Because I would say probably in the past. It depends, because sometimes the apartment is empty and there's nothing in there, and other times it looks just like it did when I was a kid, and other times it looks completely different. So it's different every time. And some people talk about going into the fourth dimension or even going into the fifth dimension. But I've never had that experience going higher up in dimensions, because I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing. I did have one experience one time when I had an out-of-body experience, and this female voice was talking to me. And she gave me these 2 rings, and she took me somewhere that was very, very weird. And I was talking to this. It kind of looked like Japan, but way different. And I can't really put my finger on it, what was so different about it. But I was talking to this huge statue, and it was the statue of a raccoon, which is very popular here. And I knew it was alive in the out-of-body experience. And I said, why are you ignoring? Talk to me. I know you're alive. You're trying to act like a statue, but you're not. And he was like, I'm not supposed to talk to you. And I was like, why not? And he's just, because there's going to be many things happening on Earth. And as soon as he started to open his mouth, I felt someone grab me from the back, pull me out of there, and I just went flying back right into my body. And I just woke up and just said, that's BS.
That's interesting. And so what is it? I mean, are we sometimes go ahead.
I would say from my point of view, you're experiencing a different perspective of reality. For me personally, I believe dreams, anything you experience is reality but a different perspective outside of the confines of these laws that we have in this reality, this 3D reality. So, you know, could it be all in your mind? Possibly, but that's also, for me personally, another reality, because how do you tell, for example, a schizophrenic that's not real?
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell them that's not real. And maybe it is real. You know, who knows what's really happening, because those things are so beyond us and so beyond our comprehension that we can't even fathom to try to understand it.
And really, as far as we can go personally, you know, as personal human beings with reality, is our perception of it. And, you know, really, I don't think any of us are capable of completely grasping the total concept of the one reality.
Right.
Because all we have is our perceptions. So, you know, who's to say your perception, my perception, his perception, even though they're all different, is right or wrong?
Yeah. Let's use this example. So, you know, let's use a really hot girl. And by the way, the girls here love wearing short skirts. So, if you guys are so let's this really hot girl. She walks by. And then somebody else comes to us. What did she look like? All three of us are going to say something different. And we're going to argue, no. She had green eyes. No, she had blue eyes.
Well,
no,
she
no.
had eyes? I didn't even know she had a face.
See what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So that, you know, when we have experience, our own filters, past experience, all that gets, you know, put onto it. So we don't know. It's like when you make eggs, and if you look at all the condiments that you can put on top of the eggs, that's our perspective, our filters, our past experience going on to what we just experienced. So that egg is going to taste different to every single person depending on what they like on their eggs. So that's the same way when we look at reality, we're going to get complete perspectives. So to say that my point of view is 100% correct, that in itself is incorrect, because that's my point of view and that's my perspective and what I like saying, my own truth. So,
well, you know what? That is an awesome spot to end. We are out of time, my friend.
It's been a great interview with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to share your knowledge with our listeners. And,
absolutely. Tell us one more time where we can get your book.
Amazon.com is one place you can get it at, and I also have links on my website, www.the100thmonkeyrradio.com.
It's
Perfect.
been fascinating. It's been very fun, and thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely.
No, thank you for being just as nuts as I am.
Well, you know,
we're all nuts. Just some of us admit it, and some of us don't.
We do what we can. And thank you, everybody in the chat room, for showing up and hanging out. Appreciate your support, and it was awesome seeing all you guys here.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And join us next week. We got Gordon James Giannadio coming. I hope I said that right. He's all about the pole shifts in the world. So I'm interested to hear all about what he's got to say.
Yeah, for sure. And what was the name of your book one more time? I dropped my paper. Scratching the itchy what?
Scratching the cosmic conscience.
There you go. See, that nobody's going to forget that. Scratching the cosmic conscience.
Absolutely.
That's going to be awesome.
Now scratching my
No, I'm looking forward to reading it for sure.
Thanks, Ramon. Really appreciate having you on our show, and we will see you all next time here at Truth Theorem Radio
on the Global Radio Alliance.
To this world and beyond, we wish you a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, wherever you might be. Until next time, this is Truth Theorem Radio, signing off.
I'd say that was a pretty successful broadcast.
Now that's for some straight up David Copperfield shit.
Can I go throw up now?
That's very funny to me. Y'all ain't laughing though.
I am just a figment of your imagination.